Welcome to Up the Villa podcast, our fan camp for Aston Villa 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. First off, we were absolutely shocking, awful, slow, ponderous, lethargic, second to every ball. I don't know what happened first off. We were just so sloppy. It was unbelievable. I mean, Wolves started the game really well. They were pressing at us. They were at us every time we got the ball. So fair play to Wolves first off, because their game plan was absolutely spot on. But we were just, I don't know what was wrong with us. Every time we got the ball, it was so slow. Like first half, you know, I spoke about in the predicted lineup and the match preview how to beat Wolves, get them out wide. Second half, you saw that we did the damage out wide. 1v1, Bailey and Aït-Nouri. And fair play to Aït-Nouri, he did well second half as well. But, you know, that was how you'd hurt them. Get the ball out wide quickly, because they're narrow in the centre of the park. That is where they want to protect that middle ground. And I thought, first off, every time it went to Luca Dean, it went straight back to the player that he'd just received the ball off. It was so slow, and I just can't believe how poor it was first half. But, you know, credit to Aston Villa in the second half. They'd obviously had a rollicking off Emery, because Emery first half, I hardly saw him, because he must have been that pissed off at what he was watching. He was just sat in the dugout, and you know, second half I thought we came out, and fair play to us. We fought hard. We were determined to get back in the game, and we managed to get the equaliser. So I think you know, we didn't lose the game. That's a massive positive. And you know, in games gone by, we would have lost that game. So fair play to us to dig in and get something from the game. And I did feel like second half we did show a little bit more on the ball. We were moving it out wide a bit quicker. You know, Bailey did well second half. So I think we looked better when Cash went back to right back as well. So fair play, got back in the game. Bailey's missed towards the end. I mean, you know, he needed to finish that, but you know, I take a point after that first half performance. So let's see what Justin's got to say. Justin, your thoughts?
Well, let's start with the positives. We didn't lose. I think that's about one of the major positives from tonight. I just can't believe that's the team we watched on Sunday, to be honest. What a difference. First half, awful. Couldn't get to grips with the game, couldn't get going. Wolves came with a game plan, and to be fair to them, played us off the park first half. They kept the ball well, they moved the ball well. The way they decided to attack us, you know, that long diagonal ball across the back of our fullbacks kept working all the time. I think they'll be disappointed they only went in 1-0, to be honest, at half time. Second half came out, I did expect a reaction. I think we got a reaction. I don't think it was quite as good as I was hoping it was going to be. And it was only really when he made that triple substitution we looked more of a threat. Managed to get back in it. Danny Ings, fantastic finish. I mean, you know, I don't want to be too harsh on Leon Bailey. The kid was absolutely devastated at the end. He was crying. I mean, he's got to finish that. He'll know he's got to finish that. But, you know, it wasn't that miss wasn't the reason we didn't win the game tonight. It was a poor performance. And I think ultimately we got out of jail a little bit by getting a point. I think Wolves would be devastated that they had so much possession and they dominated the game so much, and they've come away with just a point and could have lost it right at the death. So ultimately it's a point, we move on. It's his fifth league game in charge. We know things have got to improve. We know, you know, he's going to try and tweak it. We definitely know that we need one or two players to help out in attacking areas. Overall, disappointing, especially coming after the Spurs game. But we got a point. We didn't lose the game. I think under Gerrard we lose that game, so it's got to be seen as a minor positive. But we've got to play better than that, and I think we will going forward. So overall disappointed. We all wanted to see us win the game, but I think Wolves have become our bogey team, if I'm honest now. We just can't seem to get a result against them. So we move on. We move on to next week now and see what happens next week. But yeah, disappointing overall.